I think it was something that required a lot of discussion and a lot of trust. A lot of trust, I think, that Sarah needed to have to be able to bring this project to me. I produced Stories We Tell, a feature documentary by Sarah Polley. It's the first theatrical doc that I've been able to produce fully myself within the context of the NFB, because thus far I've done mostly co-productions. And so I think for many reasons, it was an incredibly rewarding experience. It took Sarah and I over 3 years, so it was a really, really rewarding creative process and experience. And the fact that at the end of the day, we really made the film that we wanted to make, and it wasn't for other reasons or goals that we made our decisions about the film we were making, and the fact that it has been so well received critically internationally. We had a world premiere at Venice, we went to Telluride, then we came to TIFF, we'll be going to Sundance next January. The fact that along with the critical success, it's been also really embraced commercially, which was a bit of a surprise for us because it's really quite a creative, personal film. We have U.S. distribution, so we'll release in the States next May, but we've also sold the film theatrically to over 10 territories right now. So it's really exceeded our expectations, I think, at all levels. And again, just bringing it back that, beyond just, I think, the external success of it, that it was also a film that I'm really proud of and I really love, and it was something that, we really felt like we made the film we wanted to make. And so it felt a little bit like, we got to, have our cake and eat it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about the film for those who don't know?
Sure. Stories We Tell is a film about storytelling, memory, family, and how different members how different family members recall similar incidents within the family in different ways, and how what you remember in so many ways shapes who you are as individuals, and how that kind of storytelling plays a significant role in our lives. And Sarah's used a personal family story to show and highlight those themes. But I think when you see the film, you realize it's not a biopic about Sarah. And right from the beginning, that was not our intention, to make a biopic. And there are, there are some family secrets and some, very dramatic family stories that come out in the film. But I think ultimately, and it feels in the reviews and in the audience responses, that it's been successful in doing what we wanted to do, was at the end that it's not just a film about Sarah Polley's family. It's a universal story about all families, and again, memory and storytelling, and the importance of family stories and the way that it shapes our lives.
Showcasing your intimate details of your family to the entire world, and I'm sure were there any challenges you faced with that? In terms of revealing too much, or not sure
absolutely, and I think it was something that required a lot of discussion and a lot of trust. A lot of trust, I think, that Sarah needed to have to be able to bring this project to me, to say, I'm not completely sure about everything that I want to reveal and what makes sense, and I'm not quite sure, where my levels of comfort are, but I think that was part of our process, understanding that we were going to respect that, and at the same time, ultimately being true to the film and the story that we wanted to make.
Do you have a specialty that you prefer?
Oh, that's interesting. I don't. I would definitely say that my interest within the documentary form is creative. Creative documentaries, where I really have a chance to look at storytelling in interesting ways. Consciously or unconsciously, I think because I did produce drama before I arrived at the NFB, I found that often dramatic elements have often creep into the films that I've produced here. And so sort of the play between fact and fiction. And, I always really look at it as, I think it's an old Alice Munro saying, maybe, when she was asked one time, how true are her stories? And she said something to the effect of, it's all fiction, but sometimes, fiction is truer than fact, And I think that I find that an interesting place, and I think that shows in a lot of the films that I've done here as well.